Scientists say that Mars has so much radiation, any signs of life would be buried 6 feet under the surface. The search for life on Mars may have just gotten a whole lot more complicated. While rovers such as Curiosity and Perseverance scour the surface looking for traces of ancient life, new evidence reveals that we may have to dig much deeper to find them. Any evidence of amino acids left over from a time when Mars may have been habitable are likely buried at least 2 meters, that's 6 feet under the ground. That's because Mars, with its lack of magnetic field and flimsy atmosphere, is subject to a much higher dose of cosmic radiation on its surface than Earth is. We know this, and we know that cosmic radiation destroys amino acids. Now, thanks to experimental data, we also know that this process takes place on very short time scales, geologically speaking. Our results suggest that amino acids are destroyed by cosmic rays in the Martian surface rocks and regolith at much faster rates than previously thought. This is what physicist Alexander Pavlov of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center says. He says current Mars rover missions drill down to about 2 inches, around 5 centimeters, and at those depths it would take only 20 million years to destroy amino acids completely. The addition of perchlorate and water increases the rate of amino acid destruction even further. Cosmic radiation is actually a huge concern for Mars exploration. An average human on Earth is exposed to about 0.33 millisieverts of cosmic radiation per year. On Mars, that annual exposure will be over 250 millisieverts. This high energy radiation, streaming from solar flares and energetic events such as supernova, can penetrate rock, ionizing and destroying any organic molecules it encounters. Once upon a time, Mars is thought to have had a global magnetic field and a much thicker atmosphere, much like Earth. There's also evidence, lots of it, that liquid water once sat on the Martian surface in the form of oceans, rivers, and lakes. This combination of features suggests that Mars could have been habitable perhaps repeatedly in the past. One sign that could point to the habitability of Mars is the presence of amino acids. These organic compounds are not biosignatures, but some of the most basic building blocks of life. Amino acids combine to form proteins and have been found in space rocks, such as the asteroid Ryugu and the atmosphere of comet 67P. So they're not a definitive sign of life, but finding them on Mars would be another clue pointing to life's possible emergence there once upon a time. Pavlov and his team wanted to better understand the likelihood of finding evidence of amino acids on the Martian surface, so they designed an experiment to test the hardness of these compounds. They mixed amino acids with mineral mixes designed to simulate Martian soil, consisting of silica, hydrated silica or silica and perchlorates salts, and sealed them in test tubes mimicking the Martian atmosphere at a variety of Mars-like temperatures. Then the team irradiated the samples with ionizing gamma radiation to mimic the dose of cosmic radiation expected on Mars' surface over a period of about 80 million years. Previous experiments only blasted the amino acids without the soil stimulants, and this may have given an inaccurate lifespan for the amino acids. Pavlov says, "Our work is the first comprehensive study where the destruction, radiolysis of a broad range of amino acids was studied under the variety of Mars-relevant factors. Temperature, water content, perchlorate abundance, and the rates of radiolysis were compared. It turned out that the addition of silicates, and particularly silicates with perchlorates, greatly increase the destruction rates of the amino acids. That means that any amino acids on the Martian surface earlier than about 100 million years ago are probably long gone, irradiated into nothing. Given that Mars' surface has not been hospitable to life as we know it for much longer than that, a billion years, rather than millions, the few centimeters that Curiosity and Perseverance can dig down to is unlikely to pony up amino acids. Both the rovers have found organic material on Mars, but since the molecules could have been produced by non-biological processes, they can't be taken as evidence of life. In addition, the team's research shows that those molecules may have been significantly altered since their formation by ionizing radiation. There's also other evidence to suggest that the research team might be onto something. Every now and then, material from below Mars' surface does actually make its way to Earth. In fact, amino acids have been found therein. Astrobiologist Danny Glavin of NASA Goddard says, "We did identify several straight-chain amino acids in the Antarctic Martian meteorite RBT 04262 in the astrobiology analytical lab at Goddard that we believe originated on Mars, not contamination from terrestrial biology, although the mechanism of formation of these amino acids in RBT 04262 remains unclear. Since meteorites from Mars typically get ejected from depths of at least 3.3 feet or 1 meter or more, it's possible that the amino acids in RBT 04262 were protected from cosmic radiation. We might have to wait until we have more hardcore digging tools on Mars to find out more." And this research has been published in Astrobiology and it's on Science Alert by Michelle Starr. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.